Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto, and today guys we are taking a look at Reef Finance, and specifically what is Reef Finance and the Reef token, and would we invest in this project? So if you do find this video useful, informative, go ahead and smash that like button. Chris really appreciates it, I really appreciate it, and I like to think that you appreciate it too. And if you're new to the channel and you're not yet subscribed, do go ahead and subscribe. By subscribing you'll be kept up to date with all the various videos and live streams that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Right, Chris, with all that said and done, shall we jump over to the desktop and take a look at what Reef Finance is all about?
Yeah, let's get straight into it, Nick.
Fantastic. So what is Reef Finance? Reef Finance is basically, creating an all-in-one suite, I guess, Chris, of decentralized finance. And, we call that DeFi within the crypto space. So decentralized finance. And basically that allows users to, access all of the top DeFi protocols from a single app, right? So it's a one-stop shop, if you will, which is absolutely fantastic. It basically makes DeFi very, very simple. So rather than, hopping from one DeFi protocol to another, Reef Finance basically aggregates everything together from multiple sources to basically, facilitate things like lending, borrowing, staking, and, many other fantastic DeFi features. So this is absolutely, crucial, as you see going forward in I guess, from where we are today, Chris, and moving more towards AI and decentralized blockchain technology. There is now a need that's cropping up here for limiting the amount of applications that are actually used. Instead of 100 apps that people were expected to use, there may only be a few what they're calling super apps, right? So you can see that Reef Finance is definitely tapping into that super app atmosphere. Something that you see a lot in China with Alibaba, I think, Chris, where they have lots of different things that are going on. So it's fantastic to see that Reef Finance are taking a step in that direction. So Reef Finance basically makes everything super easy, and it basically, maximizes and automates the DeFi yielding as well, Chris, which is a fantastic hands-off approach. Yields can be generated according to different categories of risk as well. So Reef is a non-custodial, meaning that users are not required to give away their private keys to the platform as well. So there's lots of fantastic things here happening with Reef. And beyond all of that, Chris, it's actually built on the Polkadot network as well. And they're doing fantastic things there. So, combining cross-chain integrations, liquidity aggregation, and, the fact that there is a multi-chain ecosystem, AI-driven smart yields engine. Reef Finance is, creating a personalized experience and investment platform for its investors, which is fantastic. And also, once we say this again, talk about that Polkadot and everything that's happening there with parachains that are going to be happening in 2021, the Polkadot system is also getting some speed. So it's fantastic to see that we have a DeFi project, Chris, that's not built on Ethereum, but now built on something a little bit more robust, such as the Polkadot system, which is fantastic.
Definitely. It is.
So, Chris, the next thing that we need to talk about here is Polkadot. What is Polkadot?
Yeah, so basically, I try to put it as simple as I can. So the center of the Polkadot ecosystem is the relay chain, really. The relay chain is responsible for the network security and cross-chain interoperability. Can't get my words out, put my teeth back in. Connected to this are parachains and parathreads. These are the sovereign blockchains that create their own token, unique functionalities and governance structures. So really important. Additionally, developers can make use of Polkadot's bridge or bridges, should I say, to connect with external blockchains such as, Ethereum or, I don't know, Bitcoin, for example. Parachains are larger blockchains, whilst parathreads are smaller, pay-as-you-go models for projects that don't need access to the network, say 24/7, for example. Polkadot has become the host of many exciting new projects, including PokerStarter, as an example. Polkadot is becoming a popular second choice to Ethereum. I'm not so sure it is second choice to Ethereum nowadays with the gas fees, but that's what a lot of people are saying. And for developers, due to the low costs and increased interoperability, can't say that word today, Nick, with other blockchains. Moreover, the transactions on Polkadot are processed within seconds with minimal fees, which is kind of becoming more and more expected, and that's one of the issues that Ethereum's having. The technology, technical I can't get my words out today. The technical architecture of Polkadot has been designed with a host of mass adoption in mind. Another feature of Polkadot beneficial to the developers is the ability to forkless future upgrades, for example, so they're not going to have to fork off. In short, non-programmers, this means that any updates to the protocol to fix bugs or any new features can be done with minimal sort of interference to applications and users, which again is really, really important, and something that we need to see more and more in all the projects, really. Polkadot is governed by its users, which is common these days, with all upgrades coordinated on-chain for full transparency. Stakeholders have the opportunity to vote on proposals and updates, allowing Polkadot's development to reflect the desires of the actual users, which again is something we're seeing more and more, Nick, isn't it?
It really is. And so, yeah, it's fantastic to see that Refinance is built on a blockchain to this particular standard. So, let's talk a little bit, Chris, about Refinance and the background of this particular project. So, Refinance was actually established back in 2019 by the CEO and co-founder 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗧. I'm not going to pronounce his last name because I will murder that, and I don't want to do that. So, yeah, basically, back in 2019, 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗧, the CEO, the current CEO, and is the co-founder of the Refinance protocol. So the project was launched on Polkadot in September 2020, and on the Binance launchpad or launch pool, Chris, in the following December, which was fantastic. We saw that running until I think the 22nd of January 2021. And it was basically from this point that the Reef token also became available on the Binance Smart Chain, or BSC. So the project has since, integrated with several, Ethereum and Polkadot-based blockchain projects, and it's been fantastic to see the progress that Reef has made in such a short space of time. And this has created a simple environment, Chris, for interoperability between DeFi protocols that anyone can use, and I think that's a true testament to creating something that is going to be widely available to the masses. It has to be very, very simple to use, and ultimately that is what 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗧 here has set out to do. So Chris, let's talk a little bit about the Reef token as well.
Perfect. In a private sale held back in September 2020, Refinance raised $3.9 million with initial price of like something really silly. It was like a ninth of a cent, Nick. It was ridiculously small per Reef token. The Reef token then began trading in December 2020, and I think this was a 0.027 per token, something really small like that, and this provided some tasty gains for those with a private sale that took place, right?
Yeah, those are some juicy gains that they had, wasn't it?
It definitely was juicy, Nick. The Reef token has 4 key functions within the Reef ecosystem, so I'll just quickly cover those off for you. So you've got governance. So the Reef token will be used for voting on proposals and updates and changes, and to the parameters of the protocol, for example, which we covered earlier. Protocol fees, so Reef tokens will be used for paying fees for various processes, including reallocation, rebalancing of assets and all that sort of jazz. Then you've got staking, so staking Reef tokens into different liquidity pools will allow users to earn interest with various rates of annual percentage yield. So again, fantastic that you've got stake in there, and then you've got yield distribution as well, Nick. Also, the Reef token will allow users to decide the payout ratio of any profits they make. You can find a full breakdown of the Reef tokenomics model, on their website, Nick.
Fantastic. So yeah, I think there's definitely things that, if you're interested in that kind of aspect of things, in terms of yielding and all that kind of stuff, definitely check out their light paper. It's well worth a read. Right, Chris, the next thing that we need to talk about really here is all about how, Reef Finance actually works. So, basically, Reef Finance pulls liquidity from many different sources and basically puts them all together and to work across, and basically puts them to work across multiple DeFi protocols, Chris. And some of these are Synthetix, Uniswap, Aave, Compound, etc. Right? So some of those well-known DeFi protocols that currently exist. And yeah, by basically pulling all of that together, it does not only help stabilizing liquidity, but it also helps users find the best interest rates very, very easily. So it's a crucial thing that Refinance are actually doing here. So Refinance, can achieve this through the use of the basket engine. And it's the basket engine, that is, composed of the Reef's intelligent engine, okay, and the Reef's smart yield engine. And those are basically, I'm going to break those down for you guys so you can get an understanding and what that actually means. But basically this allows anyone to earn a yield whilst staking tokens. So furthermore, the basket engine, it combines intricate protocols that basically enable easy mining, easy borrowing, and easy lending services, all for users of Refinance. So it does some fantastic things. So let's kind of break that down a little bit and see what's actually going on there. So to start with, we're going to talk a little bit about the Smart Yield Engine. And this Reef Smart Yield Engine basically creates baskets of currencies. And these baskets are basically available for users to invest in. This basically creates the opportunity across multiple different chains, the investments that basically are able to create yield rewards in a stable way. So earning stable rewards, if you will. So the Smart Yield Engine is, a machine learning or AI powered, for those who prefer that kind of lingo. But basically, users will have full flexibility over the amount they invest and the durations of tokens that are being staked. So this whole concept is something that's quite new, I guess, Chris, in a lot of regards. Some platforms, they have staking and they lock up the tokens for a duration of time, but at least with Reef you get that flexibility, which is absolutely crucial, depending on what your investment time periods look like. So user behaviors basically determines the methodologies in which the Smart Yield Engine uses the the baskets of currencies. So users are they're invested in those baskets, and it's fantastic to see that this smart engine, this yield engine, uses to back those baskets. So very, very crucial to get your heads around what's going on there. But the AI powered machine learning is absolutely fantastic in that regard. There are basically 5 main features to a smart yield engine, and this basically is what enables Refinance to become decentralized. So a community governed all-in-one DeFi app. Okay, so really, really good stuff. And they these are staking support, liquidity farming, multi-asset support, and issuance coverage. So the integration capability. So there's a lot going on within all of those various things, but if we really break that down, we have obviously the staking and the support that you get there, the liquidity farming, the multi-assets or cross-chain support. There's the insurance coverage and the integration capability. So very, very good stuff. And the smart engine, Chris, basically will search the vast DeFi landscape, looking for the best liquidity yielding opportunities available for its users. And it's fantastic that we have some AI now actually working to the advantages in this DeFi space, which is why I'm really big on 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗡𝗪 as well, because I think that's going to be very, very good too. But getting back into Reef here, Chris, the smart yield engine will be able to support various types of digital currencies, including but definitely not limited to stablecoins, hybrid tokens, and synthetic tokens. So there's a lot going on. And additionally, the Reef protocol enables automatic staking for users investing in proof-of-stake tokens as well. So Refinance, has partnered with several insurance projects to provide financial cover for its users. And this is crucial given, the number of attacks and things that do happen. So we obviously hear lots about it, don't we, Chris, where there's lots of bad actors out there trying to make it an easy life for themselves by, robbing good, hardworking people. So it's good that we have some kind of coverage in place. So, naturally, the prices of assets will fluctuate, and therefore, to maintain a constant yield, adjustments and rebalancing are also needed, to optimize the distribution of users' assets. So the cross-chain DeFi yield engine is made possible thanks to the interoperability or interoperable functionalities of the Polkadot system. So we're really getting quite a few things here, really gelling together nicely to make something absolutely fantastic. So another key element, Chris, that's worth pointing out here that's needed for the smart yield engine to operate is the Reef Intelligence engine. So we're going to get onto that just now. So the Reef Intelligence engine, Chris, is this is the off-chain Oracle sourcing data for the on-chain DeFi proxy smart contract, and there's a lot going on in that sentence alone, but it's very, very good. So the intelligence engine monitors relevant financial data in real time, and this includes things like asset price, anything that's on-chain, and so on-chain data, the liquidity pool activity, so any activity that's happening with liquidity pools, and this information, Chris, is then used to update the risk reward models. Okay, and in turn makes adjustments, and these are very micro and minute adjustments, and they are made in the smart yield engine, rebalancing the baskets of financial assets. So you've got, like I said before, right, several things working together to make things to make this one fantastic package of a product. So the two engines are combined, and that combination creates that Reef basket engine. So both of these, they work under the hood, rebalancing and allocating as needed assets with yield automation. So if there are further fluctuations in asset prices, the other key factor that determines the basket engine protocol is the user behavior. Okay, so however a user, whatever a user tends to do will also have a factor as well. And Refinance is, personalizing the DeFi experience, and why not? Personalization is a massive thing. And whilst this simultaneously optimizing user asset allocation, there's a lot going on here, and the users would not even really know about it, but it's good to see that there's good, robust protocols and artificial intelligence helping people on their DeFi adventure. So I think this is really, really good stuff, Chris.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, Chris, this is the point where we should probably start talking about why you might want to use Refinance. So Refinance, it's very well positioned to make it very simple and easy for anyone to interact with decentralized borrowing and lending. Okay, and also, I guess it's also worth mentioning here that Reef aims to solve a lot of problems that many face, right? And this is mainly around the liquidity problem, and many exchanges face these, right? So centralized exchanges, they're isolated, right? And they're little silos that basically, have a single point of failure, and unfortunately, they are susceptible to hacks, and we see a lot of that happening in the past, and even some of the reputable places, Chris, have also been hacked in the past as well. So you do have a lot of problems with those centralized exchanges, such as Binance, Coinbase, etc. But there are also issues with the decentralized exchanges, so DEXs, if you will. And these often experience problems with unstable liquidity. So you'll always kind of be pros and cons depending on which way you go. So when making a large trade or a swap on an exchange with low liquidity, it often pushes the price up of the asset that you're buying. So that could be problematic, right? You don't want to be over purchasing, right? Paying too much for an asset. And likewise, it could be proving a problem when you go to sell that particular asset in volume. So some new users may find DEXs difficult to navigate as well. From a technical perspective, they can seem slow. And they definitely do not have some of the ease of use that some of the centralized exchanges may also appear to have, such as Coinbase being one of the easiest exchanges I've ever come across to work with, right? But it doesn't really end there either. When it comes to yield farming, keeping up with some of the best strategies out there can be tough, especially with some fluctuating interest rates across multiple different protocols. It can become a bit tiresome. But also there are other things to consider as well, specifically around Ethereum with the gas fees, right? So gas fees that are required, to use many of the most popular DeFi protocols that are, currently on the Ethereum network, and they can be a deterrent for newcomers. So if you're looking to invest just like a reasonable amount, but might be small to some and large to others, but a smaller investment could still be sizable amounts of capital required just for paying the fees. So very, very frustrating. But this just adds to the complexities that is already, a fragmented DeFi space. So it's not really surprising that Refinance has become very, very popular. And for me personally, Refinance definitely seems to be doing a lot of fantastic things, specifically in this space in terms of making it easy for the everyday user to kind of utilize DeFi. But beyond that, it's got some fantastic things that are actually the nuts and the bolts holding the thing together in the background. And those are really crucial for someone like me to get my head around and to understand what's going on, and are very, very good. So Refinance, beyond all of the kind of the complexities of the engines that are running the damn thing, and the fact that they're dealing with liquidity issues, gas fee issues, it makes it possible basically for access to amazing benefits of DeFi very, very safely, and ultimately without the need for in-depth knowledge of the technology involved. Which is brilliant. I love the technology, Chris, and I like to understand how things work. But for everyone who just wants to get those sweet, juicy gains, as you say, then you don't really need to know it. So this particular protocol, this project, Refinance, does a very good job at doing just that. So, Reef Basket Engine is currently in testing, along with the Smart Yield Engine. And, also there's a Chainlink integration as well. So we're expecting those things, to get underway shortly. And in Q2 of 2021, we can also expect a fiat gateway as well, an integration that basically will hopefully allow for support of Moonbeam and Plasm. Okay, so lots going on there. And we can expect smart asset management updates alongside announcements of the Reef DAO structure as well. So the Reef Basket updates should also be in due course. So I think the future of Refinance is looking incredibly bright, Chris. We're also going to see potentially an introduction to NFTs as well, which would be amazing. And the NFT baskets, and a Reef crypto debit card, which we see pop up all over the place with Coinbase, but also with things like crypto.com as well. So there's a full roadmap. We do recommend checking that out. It's on their website, and that would be reef.finance. Definitely do recommend checking that out. I think it's a very, very good project, Chris, and there's a lot of reasons you might want to start using it. Right, Chris, let's talk about why we might or might not want to invest in this project.
Yeah, so before I guess to build up some suspense, Nick, I'll go through some of the things that we look at and we think are good or not so good, right? So, the Reef, finance team is fantastic. We really like that. We think it's going to do really, really well. Again, all the attributes that we normally look for, coming from a technical background, all that sort of jazz. And obviously you can go, I mean, the website isn't particularly brilliant, but you can go on to LinkedIn and stuff like that, and you can see all their history and stuff, which is something that I always sort of think is really important before making an investment. I guess in their short-term history, they've proven to be successful in what they've been able to build up to this point, which I think is fantastic. This includes competition for the Reef Token image designs and all that sort of jazz, right? Really important stuff. They've got some really good partnerships as well, and I think, to be honest, Nick, they've positioned themselves very, very well. To get some real decent mass adoption, and I think they're going to do really well in the DeFi space. I really do. So I guess, Nick, at this point, I think it's probably obvious that we would invest, wouldn't we?
Yes, it's not only would we invest, but we have, after doing our research on this project, invested. We find this project if we feel it's going to be a very, very successful project. It seems to have everything going on in the background that would make it a very, very good and robust protocol. It has everything that you might want from a easy to use, mass adoption friendly front end. So I think this project is going to do very, very well, Chris. And it's fantastic to see some fantastic DeFi like this actually on the Polkadot system rather than the Ethereum system. And more of that is obviously going to come, as well as something like Cardano, which gets smart contracts. Polkadot's going to do well. Algorand's going to do well. And it's going to be fantastic to have some of these projects that are just not on Ethereum and getting away from some of the problems that are currently over there. So yeah, for us, this was it ticked a lot of our boxes, right? So the team was great, very, very good team. Obviously, fantastic partnerships, fantastic integrations, fantastic technology, and it's seriously undervalued at the moment, isn't it, Chris?
Yeah, it really is. And even in the market that we're in at the moment, Nick and myself, we're always looking for projects that are still undervalued. Whilst everyone's sort of bullish, looking at the ones and looking at how high they're increased and their profits, Nick and myself, we're looking for gems, aren't we, Nick?
We absolutely are, and Reef Finance is definitely one of those gems. So we didn't want to hold out any longer. We got straight in there and are invested in Reef Finance. So guys, that is what Reef Finance is about, and this hopefully will determine whether or not you think that we would invest, and we have invested. We recommend that you do your own research, dig deep, dig into it, and see if you come to the same conclusion that we did here. So if you have found this video useful, informative, do go ahead and smash that like button for Chris. He really does appreciate it. And if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, then do go ahead and subscribe. By subscribing, you will be kept up to date with all the various videos and live streams that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And with all this said and done, we hope you have a fantastic day, guys, and we'll catch you all in the next one.
Yeah, take care, everyone.